Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw. They're numbered, so I'm going to go down the list. So number 2,
Okay.
it's called Little Girls Kick Ass.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
do you want to describe what a viewer sees, or should I just describe what I see? Because I'm just
Yeah,
looking at the
I
first.
liked your description. It was fun. It
Okay,
was like you were
okay,
trying to
nice.
play investigator.
Okay, well, sorta. Okay, so it's a scene outside on
Mm-hmm.
a small temporary. No, it's not a. Originally, I was going to say it's a stage, but actually, it's like a barrier. So it's those red,
Yes.
white road barriers.
Yes.
On the barrier are 3 youngish girls holding up
Yeah.
placards with. I can't read quite the signs, but they're pink. Hard for me to tell where it is. Oh, actually, no. It looks okay. I can see very tall palm trees in the background. Blue sky. It's a downtown core. What? Where is this?
Yeah, it's downtown Los Angeles, and it's a picture from the Women's March.
Right.
Um,
I can see a few
yeah.
pussycats.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I think I might have sent you 2 pictures from that march. I'm
Okay.
not sure. But and now I'm thinking that I went to so many marches, honestly, ran in the first 18 months after Trump was elected.
Uh-huh.
That was sort of a part-time job for me. So there was also a
Hmm.
science march. I'm thinking maybe that might be the science march, but either way, the reason I took the picture was, as someone who's worked as an educator and as someone who I think I've become really interested in what the next generation thinks about the things that I care about. And
Hmm.
these girls were just so activated and pumped up with energy and confidence and just thrilled to be marching with all of these people for the same cause. And
Hmm.
we saw there were so many people. I mean, the shot from the roof just shows you how massive the
Hmm.
rally was, but it's just to see these girls caring about politics, caring about immigration, caring about, science and
Hmm.
education. And, when I think of my own youth, I just feel like I was so clueless for so much longer than that.
Hold on. Did I lose you again?
It's terrible.
This is easily the worst. This has been the most challenging technically.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It
It's
is
good.
what
It's
it
good. It's good.
is.
It's good. Listen, if you're good with it, I'm having fun.
I'm having fun too.
Okay, so the Women's March. Okay, so at the time, my sister
Yeah.
lives now in Georgia, in
Okay.
Savannah, Georgia.
Really? Okay.
And so when this was happening, she was super involved. And I had gone back to Montreal to Canada for a year, to move back from Hong Kong.
Oh,
And
when was this? Sorry.
so this was when the marches were
Okay.
happening, so,
Early 2017.
and so, yeah, exactly. And so 2 questions. You're an American citizen now,
Is that a question?
or you're not an American?
I am not. I am actually in the process of having
Oh.
dual citizenship, but I'm still a Canadian citizen technically. I
Okay,
had
okay.
permanent residency in the States for all of the time that I lived there.
A long
A
time.
long
Wow.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I was in Montreal at the time, and just kind of observing this, and you were in Los Angeles, which was a hub for a lot of these marches and these protests. Well, basically, it was the hub,
Yeah.
right, as for the Me Too movement,
I
really.
would say Southern California
Um,
in general. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was, and it certainly made reverberations. And so, looking back now, given that you're no longer there, and how it's evolved and sort of matured from that point. What are your thoughts about the girls, about the marches, about the movement, about your experience?
Um, well, when he was first elected, I mean, I definitely thought about coming back to Montreal immediately. I mean, there was sort of a panic, political panic that for myself personally, I had never known in my lifetime, and things immediately began affecting me directly. And I say that because a lot of people talk about politics in this sort of hypothetical, esoteric kind of way. And when I was angry at Trump and all the policies that he was changing, they were directly and immediately affecting my life.
Oh, wow.
Not to be, not that wasn't the only reason. The things that he was saying were horrible, but the argument from the other side is always, well, how does that really, affect you? Or does that even really directly affect you? And yes, as a matter of fact, it does,
Mm-hmm.
So it started affecting seniors immediately. It started affecting immigrants, DACA kids, people with green cards. I mean, a week after.
Wait, stop.
Stop.
You and I are the same age.
Yeah?
Do you consider yourself a senior, really?
No, I'm saying the laws that he was changing.
Just being an idiot.
I mean, we're getting close. How
dare you?
No, I feel extremely young and immature still, honestly. I don't feel anywhere close to a real adult.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were really affecting you. They're really affecting you.
Yeah, definitely. And I just felt like I needed to stay there and fight it out. I think we ended up staying until May of this year, and just getting really involved, in the movement, in the community, and helping, not just protesting and rallies, but just sort of waking up to what was going on around me, and it was really a channel for my rage. I mean, I had a lot of anger towards the system, and all of the corruption that was going on, and it was sort of horrifying to realize that all of my paranoid friends and their conspiracy theories were right most of the time. So it was just, it was a really important time, I guess, for me, because it activated me. It turned me into an activist, and there's so many people around me, and it sort of created a separation between those of us that felt we had to fight and those of us that sort of threw up our hands and said, oh, well, it is what it is, or, let's just see what he does. Let's just see what happens.
How bad can it get?
Have you watched him speak? I mean, he's off his rock.
Yeah.
He hits every branch on the, narcissistic tree. So, so I guess, that was something that suddenly became hugely important to me, that wasn't before him. So.
Okay, so we're talking, I don't look at the photos. I just somehow... We reconnected. Do you want to be on the podcast? I'm learning about your life. And now that you're opening these windows and doors, I'm like, yeah, you're living in California, in Los Angeles, during the Me Too movement, which is really the one of the main nexus points.
Oh, yeah. Hollywood particularly.
Lots of emotion. And you're not in Hollywood you're not in Los Angeles there as an architect. You're not there as a dental surgeon. You're there as an actor within an industry that is basically what's being investigated and looked at and talked about, and so here we are a few years down the line from there. So has there been progress, or has it essentially stayed status quo?
Yeah, I think there has been. I think there has been progress. I mean, I think what was really upsetting about the Me Too movement for a lot of women was how personal it got between friends and neighbors. And I had a conversation with someone who said they checked my Facebook page, and someone had written a sort of an anti-Me Too comment. Sort of I don't know what this movement is all about. I just can't get on board with this, thing. And she said, honestly, there was something about reading that comment that triggered something in me. And I ran into the bathroom and threw up. And I said, what? Oh. Why would that be exactly? So come to find out that, she herself had an experience and was not believed. She happened to be younger when it happened. Right. It wasn't a Hollywood situation. It wasn't a Harvey Weinstein, but something worse in a way that happened, within her family. Yeah. And she said, it was the disbelief that triggered me. it was, oh yeah, I remember
Right.
this. I remember telling someone, them going, that's not true. You need to stop making up lies. And that sort
Yeah.
of opened my eyes in a way that these inane conversations that people are having on social media are doing more damage. So just
Right.
had to completely remove myself from that conversation and started having the conversation in real life. And that meant, showing up at the
Wow.
senator's office every Friday for our 12 o'clock rally or whatever it was we were doing that day that made us feel like at least I was doing something. And I remember a great moment with my husband's grandmother, Grandma Junie. And she said, all of this, Me Too, all of this that's going on, I just think it's wonderful. And it was one of those moments where everyone in the room sort of looks at the older person and thinks, is she losing it? Or does she mean what she just said?
Right.
And she's like, because in my day, we just never talked about it. We just never talked about it. It happened at the office. It happened in schools. I mean, our bosses were doing it. She said, and we just allowed it, and we never spoke about it. She said, so I think this is wonderful. I thought, well, she's the wisest person I know. I'm going to take that nugget of advice, and I agree with her.
Wow.
So yeah, it can't, bringing something into the light, it can't be a bad thing.
Oh, for sure. You said into the light, and because photography is about lights, let's move on to the next image, shall we?
Let's do it. Nice transition.
Oh, wait. I have to ask you something.
Sure.
I have to ask you something. Are you good with accents?
I mean, I'm okay. You know what?
Professionally?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sitting in the room with someone who is mind-blowing with accents, my husband, so I don't actually like to say that I'm good with accents when he's in the room. Compared to the average Joe, sure. He's an impressionist.
Right, okay.
He's sort of an impressionist, so he can do any voice.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do the rest, not the rest, but another 2 minutes with a Quebecois accent? Can you do it?
No,
Can you do the Quebecois accent?
Um,
But can he do it?
oh, can he do it? He has not been here very long. I don't think he's exactly comfortable with French accent yet, but he's getting there. He's
some impressionist. Some impressionist. He turned out to be.
It needs more exposure. Okay. He's more like a
Okay.
musical impressionist. He's
I love it.
any band, any singer, from Bing Crosby to the Arctic Monkeys, and it's
awesome.
Uncanny. But
Awesome.
yeah, anyway.
So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes. Shooting it raw.